Jesse. I'm Joe's son and Sigourney's brother, and this is the Sigourney Chronicles Vlog 3. Now, a little bit about myself. I'm a University of Toronto student studying international relations, and there I'm involved with the debate club, and another thing is the WUSC local committee student refugee program. Yesterday I got to pick up our sponsored student from the airport. He's from Sudan, his name is Dang, and I got to show him around Toronto. He was really excited to be here. Especially he took interest in washing machines, toaster ovens, and microwaves, none of which he had in his home country. So it was cool introducing him to those things. Anyways, Dad says that we're talking about art on this blog, so we better get to that. So let's go inside and let's have a discussion about art. This thing called art, it's been around a long time. In fact, it predates history. Well, written accounts at least. Back when we were cavemen and women, we were making cave paintings out of materials we had extracted from our natural environments. And isn't it interesting that at a time when survival must have been our foremost concern, that we still had time for artistic expression and engaging with art? Of course, as we evolved and progressed, so too did our art. It became more sophisticated. But not only did the way in which we make art change over time, but the reasons why we did so also changed. We also have a lot more art today than we ever did. The reason for this, I think, is that as our society has become more industrialized and technology has been doing a lot of the work for us, our standards of living have risen and our leisure time has subsequently increased. And what you've seen is people having a lot more time for engaging with art and for creative pursuits in general. In fact, I'd say that in our society today, there's a greater cognitive surplus or excessive brain power that isn't being directed toward the procuring of basic necessities. Instead, it can be directed towards art, and as a result, we've seen a lot more of it. Some thinkers, like a guy named Maslow, believed that art was actually a basic human necessity, like food, water, and shelter. Although those things had to come first before we can concentrate on self-expression and emotional well-being. But that doesn't make them any less important. Is art beautiful and or pleasing to the senses? Well, some of it is, but not all of it. Some art isn't even designed to be pleasing. In fact, one artist famously proclaimed, "Science is meant to reassure, art is meant to disturb." Anyways, the question that we're coming to is whether there is one necessary and fundamental condition which underlies all art, one thing which allows art to qualify. We'd like to think so, but perhaps not. Perhaps the relationship between pieces of art is like the relationship between members of a family. I'm talking about physical likeness here. For instance, in a family, all the faces will share similar attributes or characteristics, but there doesn't necessarily have to be one attribute which each member shares. This could be the same with art. Anyhow, enough about all that. Let's go around the house and we'll discuss some art with you.
So I got Jesse to do the hard part. At the end of the last blog I said it would be Dad on art, but he's officially better educated than me now, so I thought I'd get him to do the hard part. So anyway, let's talk more about art, shall we?
Sure.
Okay, let's start with this one. Now, what do you see here, Jesse?
Well, Dad, I think this is actually my favorite piece in the house. What I see is a boy and his three-legged dog who have found joy in their companionship despite the decrepit, foreboding, and bleak scene which is cast behind them.
You stole my best line. Yeah, this is the only piece of art in the house that anyone ever says anything about. Everything else, oh look, you've got a a David Bedwash, isn't that nice? Blah, 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 right? But this is the one that, you know, people go, whoa, what's up with that? Now, I didn't see it as being gender specific. I can't tell if the character in here is male or female. But I agree with you that although to most it's immediately a disturbing piece of art, that I see joy and hope that no matter what your circumstances, no matter what your surroundings, it has no bearing on your happiness. That a moment of time in any situation, any circumstance, in a concentration camp, anywhere, can be a magical, beautiful time, as is the case with the two gangly, pathetic characters in this particular piece of art. I don't know where we're going to go from here, because this is as good as it gets. This was by Kathy Sisler, by the way. Kathy Sisler, I don't know if you can make that out, probably not, is a songwriter, singer, and I played in a band with her. And here's another piece of hers. What do you think of this one here, Jesse? Now this is art. Okay, you ready?
Now this is a piece of art.
Agreed.
As you can see, it's a skier engaging in a sport which both my dad and I hold near and dear. We got out to Whistler a couple seasons ago, and that was probably some of the best ski experiences we've mutually enjoyed. Now, what this kind of represents to me right here is a moment of total freedom and exhilaration. And this is sort of, you know, yeah.
How life should be lived.
How life should be lived. Sometimes.
Every once in a while.
Prudent but fearless.
Prudent but fearless, yeah. I mean, looks like it's going to end up all right, but you never know.
You got to take a chance every once and again, and that's what this young person is showing us.
I don't know how young he is, but yes. Fire away.
We really don't know a whole lot about art.
We just thought we'd do a blog on art.
But we do know what we like, and we like playing music, so that's what we'll do for you now. Coming up next is the Vlog 4 of the Sigourney Chronicles, where you will meet the rest of our family, at least some other members of it, and we hope you enjoyed that. Take care.